Hi everyone. In this section, I will move from the short run cost curves to the long run cost curves. The short run is a period when the labor costs are variable but the capital costs were fixed. However, in the long run, all the costs are variable. The firms can hire more workers, let some people go. They can open new factories, close some facilities, purchase new machinery and equipments. So the long run is technically the planning horizon. Now I will cite an example from Open Economic Resources. Let's say we have a local government hiring a private firm to clean up public parks. So we have three combinations of labor and physical capital available for cleaning up a park. We will look at three different production technologies. Always keep in mind the firm's motive is cost minimization. Take a look at the three technologies available. So we need labor and we need capital. Technology 1, we have 10 units of labor and 2 units of capital. Technology 2, we have 7 units of labor and 4 units of capital. Technology 3, we have 3 units of labor and 7 units of capital. Now in this slide, I will look at the total cost from 3 examples using technology 1, 2, and 3. Example A, cost of labor is $40 and cost of capital is $80. Now using technology 1, total cost will be $560. Using technology 2, total cost is $600. Using technology 3, the total cost is $680. Now if you look at example B here, looks like the cost of capital went up from $40 to $55, the cost of capital staying the same. So I have the total cost for each of these three technologies here. The same thing I have from example C, and I see the cost of labor went up even more. However, the cost of capital, this is the same. So I have a bunch of random numbers here. I want you to look at the theory, the analysis before these numbers. So as wages go up, firms are substituting labor for capital. So a firm's profit maximization is the motive, and profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. Now going back here, looks like as the cost of labor is going up, no matter which example we are using, I'm gonna prefer capital to labor. Take a look at example A here. See, the cost of labor is $40. So, and take a look at example B here. Cost of labor is $55, and example C, the cost of labor is $90. As the cost of labor is going up from 40 to 55 to 90, I'm gonna look at the quantity of labor going down and the quantity of capital going up. Okay, so the firm is gonna hire lesser amount of labor and more units of capital. So basically, the farm is using more capital and less labor. And the farm can do that because we are in the long run, and in the long run, the farm has the ability to do whatever it wants to do. So, as you can see here, a Japanese manufacturing is capital intensive because I would say in Japan, capital is cheaper to labor, so they are going to hire more capital to labor. However, a Chinese manufacturing is labor intensive because labor is cheaper compared to capital. So the farm is going to choose the technology that minimizes cost of production, and that can change for different examples, different technologies, and different countries. Alright, so the long run production cost, we already went over this. All costs are variable. Farms can enter and exit in the long run. Now we are going to look at long run average total cost. The long run average total cost, this is equal to the long run total cost over the output level. Okay. Take a look at this slide here. I have long run average total cost on the vertical axis and the quantity of output on the horizontal axis. So a farm can start with a small plant size and it can expand the size of its production facility. So here we have a bunch of short run average total cost curves. SR-ATC1 is the long run average total cost for the smallest farm, and SR-ATC5 is the long run average total cost for the largest farm. Now this long run average total cost is the envelope curve of all the short run average total cost curves. Let me come back to this example here. So this is the lowest point. If the farm wants to produce 10 units of output, it's gonna use this technology associated with short run average total cost 1. If it wants to produce 20 units of output, it's gonna look at the lowest point of short run average total cost 2 and use this production technology. If it wants to produce 30 units of output, it's gonna use short run average total cost 3. 40 units of output, gonna use short run average total cost 4. 50 units of output, the farm will use short run average total cost 5. Now let me go over something. So this part, the cost keeps going down. This part, the cost reaches a minimum. This part, the cost keeps going up. So this part we have economies of scale. I will go over this in the next slide. And this part we have diseconomies of scale. Now let's say if the farm wants to produce 20 units of output and decides to stick to ATC1, what happens? If that is the case, if the farm is using ATC1 technology and decides to produce 20 units of output, the long run average total cost will be $40. However, if it decides to stick to SRATC2, the long run average total cost will be $30. So for producing 20 units of output, the best choice is SRATC2. Okay. So we might have infinite number of short run average total cost curves corresponding to each level of output. And we have this long run average total cost curves, and we can decide on which technology to choose and which cost curve we want to be on. Now let's look at this three concepts. We have economies of scale, we have constant returns to scale, and we have diseconomies of scale. Economies of scale means as output increases, long run average total cost decreases. We all love this, decreasing long run average total cost. And this happens because of labor specialization, managerial specialization, efficient use of capital, and we might have other factors like efficient, I would say, learning by doing activities. We can state this in other factors. So I want you to look at a real life example of economies of scale. We have the Marriott chain of hotels opening up at different locations. So the long run total cost of production can increase. However, long run average total cost of production will go down. So long run average total cost of production is long run total cost over output level. If this goes down, we have economies of scale, and we all love that. All right. So economies of scale, this exists when a larger scale of operation leads to lower average total cost. As for example, we can move from Walmart to Sam's Club. Sam's Club is huge compared to Walmart. So Walmart is also big, but Sam's Club is a lot bigger in capacity. So the average total cost curve for Sam's Club is definitely lower than the long run average total cost curve for Walmart. Now let's look at constant returns to scale. So here the long run average total cost does not change as the level of output goes up. Okay. Now next we look at these economies of scale. So by these economies of scale we mean as output increases, long run average total cost of production goes up, and we do not really like that. This can happen because a farm can grow so large that it becomes difficult to manage, resulting in unnecessarily high cost. There can be problems with communication between different levels of management, failure to communicate, and that will lead to disruptions in flow of work and materials. So this might lead to worker alienation. This might lead to shirking in the workforce. Real life example, economy of the old Soviet Union is a classic example of these economies of scale. Alrighty, thank you very much.